welcome back to Mystic Healing and Tarot by Nina. I'm Nina, and I am so happy to have you here. I'm so happy that you followed your intuition and clicked that button to view this message. This message is going to be the week ahead message for the week of January 24th to the 31st, and it's just going to be about the present energies. So, for my new subscribers, I'm Nina, and this channel is the channel of healing and finding the freedom of healing and of our spiritual journey. This channel is for self-healing, self-love, self-awareness, getting you towards your destined path so that you can thrive and just be great, okay? So that's my goal. So getting right into our energy messages that I have for this week. We are going to be entering this week. Right now we are Sunday. Today's Sunday. We are currently in a Gemini moon. So this is a moon that brings a lot of communication. It brings a lot of curiosity, especially with this Mercury retrograde. So we could actually, this moon has been present, I think, since Friday. You could have had communication with somebody from your past or curiosity. There's just a lot of communication and curiosity, all right? So moving into Monday, we are going to be experiencing a Cancer moon. So be mindful Monday, there's going to be a lot of Cancer energy. So Cancer energy, it could be a good or a bad thing. The last Cancer moon that we had was, I feel like, well, the Cancer full moon. It was a really good moon for me. It was a lot of nurturing and love, but it could also come off like a wet blanket. So be mindful of heavy energy, your energy being heavy, other people's energy being heavy. And I think it's important to know like the placements of those things, like planets and stuff, because sometimes it's not necessarily us. It's the moon, okay? Something else that you can blame it on. So that Cancer moon is going to be starting us off this week, but the other thing that we have going on energetically is that there is a extended square of Uranus and Saturn. And if you don't know what that means, because I just recently found out what that means, but when two planets are square, it means that they're kind of at odds. So the planet of Saturn is a planet of discipline, it's a planet of growth, it's a planet of knowledge, okay, law. And Uranus, okay, and Saturn also is ruled by Capricorn, which Capricorn season is what we're just coming out of. Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. What a coincidence, right? So Uranus is the planet of change. It's the planet of rebellion. Aquarians are really rebellious, revolutionary people. It's the planet of new, okay? So be mindful that we're going to be energetically experiencing a, pull between the old and the new, okay? The old structures versus the new structures. I took some notes because Spirit gave me some key words that we need to dissect and reflect on this week. The other thing, though, is that Saturn is also going to be sextile. Did I say sextile last time? No, I said they were square. Saturn is going to be sextile with Chiron, which is going to be in the sign of Aries. So Chiron's a planet of like how we self-heal. It's how we find peace. It's our personal things, okay? Aries is very much a driven, impulsive energy, okay? So be mindful of the things during this time that we do to self-medicate, maybe out of impulse. Be mindful of that energy, because going into this Mercury retrograde, a lot of people think that it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's an annoying thing. But if you allow your perspective to allow it, Mercury retrograde is something that comes in. Okay, first of all, Mercury retrograde, a retrograde is when a planet instead of going clockwise, it goes counterclockwise. Excuse me. See, Mercury retrograde. It goes counterclockwise, which throws things that it rules kind of, out of the norm. So Mercury, which it rules Gemini, which my moon is in Gemini, so I'm greatly affected during this time. People who have a lot of Gemini or Mercury in their chart will be affected a lot during this time. But Mercury also rules communication, it rules technology, it rules travel, movement, things of that nature. So know that during this time there's going to be delays or misunderstandings or miscommunications in all of those regards. So this is a really a time to just be aware and lay low, not to be, you know, making big moves, but be paying attention to those miscommunications or those inconveniences, because those are divine detours that we need to take heed to. Also, those are triggers and things that are getting our attention for us to level up. So it's all about our perception. So with this being said, with that Mercury retrograde, with the communication coming in with this Chiron, this is about us knowing and being aware of the different triggers that are going to be present for us this week. So the key words that I got for this week was heart-centered compassion, self-acceptance, grounded honesty, ego beliefs, personal beliefs, honest perspectives, old structures, what our individual purpose is, okay, and what our determination is. So that's some serious stuff, and I feel like I said, that this week is, I don't know if I said this week, the energy that Spirit gave me is that this is the energy of the delivery room, of something major about to happen, something major that we've been working on manifesting. Birth is about to be given to it. Light is about to be given to these things. Some of these things are things, the other note that I got from Spirit was, around the 12th of January, we had a Capricorn new moon. And so a lot of us around that time, the 12th, were making very serious plans or decisions about certain things, and you couldn't be waiting back for that information. There could be a delay in that information. However, I feel like there is a luck, there is a fortune that comes with those things, okay? So great things are worth waiting for. Keep that in mind. I wanted to go over the cards that I pulled. I pulled some cards from my Thoth deck of the overall energy, but I'm also going to pull some cards as far as the energies that we're going to be experiencing, outside energies, the themes and situations that we will be experiencing, and the lessons that Spirit is presenting these situations, energies for, okay? So the first card that I pulled was number 9. 9, I'm big on numerology. 9 is a number of wisdom. It is a number of growth. So this card says gain. This is the 9 of Pentacles. So this is starting this week off with gain, okay? But this gain, I feel like, is based on a perspective. So I told you that we're coming into heavy energies, and we are also coming into a time where, like I said before, the trust that comes with following our intuition, okay? So there is gain that comes from any type of, these are financial endeavors, these are contracts, I feel like, but there's gain coming from these things that have been placed ahead of time. Also here, I have the number 3 of Swords. This is sorrow. So this card, sorrow, okay, this is a rose, and it is pointed, this is a knife pointed towards the center of this rose. This sorrow has to do with being able to get a clear understanding, going to the root of something, of things. And I believe with this 3 of Swords, this is where the gain comes from, okay? The gain comes from going within. It's nothing outward. It's not the way that you spoke during the interview. It's not, the fact that you use, a nice paper, print, whatever. It is a spiritual work that you put in that is going to bring this gain. So this is also a gain that comes from Spirit for the focus energy as far as dissecting a sorrow, unpacking it, allowing yourself to feel it in order to heal it, which is very important. And then here I got the 9 of Discs. The 9 of Discs is the Knight is messages. These are slow moving messages. So like I said, there could be delays, especially with this Mercury retrograde, but there's so much potential that is built up in this process of it moving, okay? So know that things are moving, even if slowly, it's definitely surely, okay? Also, this is things that may start off small but gain so much potential. So I really feel like for this, I feel like what you might have felt like was something small as far as unpacking a feeling was something so major spiritually, because it did something and lifted up so much that opened up so many different perspectives and opportunities for you. So definitely pat yourself on the back if you were a part of that, and give yourself credit for that, because those things that seem little, they really don't be so little. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards as far as the energy that is going to be around us moving into this week, the spiritual energy that is in front of us this week. That's a lot of cards. Okay, I pulled a lot again. Magic, 31. The frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move towards possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. So this is the magic that I was speaking on, that this channel is all about, the mysticism, about the magic. That's what magic is. It's the trust in God. It's the trust in our higher self. It's the trust in the process, okay? And this is about the unfolding of that magic, of you walking by faith and not by sight. You being able to trust in the process, trust in something that you are not able to see. Trust in something that maybe isn't looking good at the moment. That energy, that trust, that momentum is going to bring true magic. And this purple represents that crown chakra. It's a trust in the divine. It's the trust in God. Like, that is such a beautiful thing. 19, number 19, delight. The delight that comes from the magic. Like, even the little stuff that we manifest. Do you know how delightful it is? Even when something good happens, when we get a good parking space and you get so excited, and then you talk about it, and the delight that you have in speaking about it, it just brings on more, and it's like a domino effect. More and more good things happen. So there's delight in that. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others. So with this, I feel like with this delight, that's exactly what I was feeling. I'm sorry, you can't. This delight, this magic from God, when people experience the true magic of God, it's something that you want to share. It's a delight that you want to share. And to some people in a trauma space, it might even come off as bragging, but it is a delight, because it is a delight to understand that it's something so small is trusting. So small is maybe just walking by faith is magical, and there's so much delight and joy that it brings, that all this I was thinking about doing, or all this in the past that I was trying to do, all this is that it needed, okay? It was so simple. And so I really feel like there's an energy of delight. Here I have integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. This card, integration, is important because this is the underdog season that we're walking into. And the reason why a lot of us are underdogs is because maybe we've done or said or lived ways that were not, you know what I mean, just or right, or in ways that were frowned upon. But this integration is understanding that wasn't a part of our path forever, but it played a part of who we were, a part of us that we needed. And so there's integration, and you will see as you become more into yourself that you are going to integrate every single part of you. And it's so funny because it's like, you know, people, maybe you were a drug dealer in the past and then you become, you know, this entrepreneur. That's still a businessman. And you will integrate those things as far as, you know, taking the positivities of that business mentality towards, you know what I mean, your ultimate dream. Things that may, you know what I mean, were frowned upon, or things that maybe you weren't proud of can be things that you use as wisdom to ground you towards this process. I think this is so dope. Earth. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to the physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the unreal spiritual aspects of our nature. With this Earth card, I do feel the love of Mother Nature and the magic as far as understanding and appreciating how good God is. But also, I feel with this card, Earth, that there are going to be signs coming in this week, energetically coming through Earth, whether that be calming, whether you're getting signs through nature, some type of therapy through nature. But take time to spend time outside in Earth, because I feel like there's comfort in the Earth this week. There could be synchronicities that you experience when you are out in Earth. But it takes allowance. Look here, what I pulled. Allowance, again, number 9. Allowance is a space for God to be, allowing that space. Allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way, allowing us to be open but not attached. I threw that part in. Without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. So this allowance speaks on God. This is a co-creation of God. So God he can help us on a path that, wasn't ours, like help us off. But this allowance, this is about God allowing us allowing God to truly be a part of our lives and work that magic in our lives as far as getting us on our divine path. And it takes the need to surrender. It takes us to not resist, to let go of whatever it is that you thought. Let go of whatever you think that you want, and allow yourself to align what was meant for you, what is needed for you. Because how many times did you get something that you thought you wanted so bad and it wasn't that great, okay? This is something that you never knew you always wanted, that you always needed, that was just meant for you. It fits perfectly like a glove. If only you allow God to guide you. If only you allow yourself to stop living in your comfort zone and free yourself of that, okay? Let's get into these themes. Oh my gosh, I love it. Slowly but surely also is what I'm hearing. And that's what that Knight of Pentacles. This is slowly but surely. Slow and steady wins the race. Give me some themes, Spirit. Surrender. What did I just say? Surrender. These butterflies represent the transformation, the process of transformation. How many people want the cocoon? Everybody wants a cocoon, but how many people are willing to? Everybody wants the wings. She threw me off. But how many people are willing to really go into the cocoon to get what it takes to get them? That sacrifice, that surrender of letting go, okay? Surrender. So there's going to be situations coming into this week where you can force it. You can force it because you have that will as a human. You can force them. Or you can surrender and say, you know what, God, I don't know what you're trying to do, but I know what I've been trying to do isn't working. So I'm going to release my resistance and just go with the flow of figure out whatever this is, okay? That's the trust that God's looking for, because the love that he has for us matches that, right? The forgiveness. Excuse me, Nipsey. Okay, so followed by the surrender, what do we have here? Freedom. Freedom. This birds always represent message from spirits. There's freedom in that experience as far as knowing that you have friends on the other side, okay? Knowing that divine connection, the freedom in following your intuition, okay? That's what gets you out. Whoever's looking for a way out, you've been getting the messages of a way out intuitively, and you've been sending it to the junk mail. Okay, situations of new beginnings. This is new starts, okay? Some of these new starts are going to start with an ending. I see maybe jobs ending, relationships ending, but this is only space, the allowance for the magic. Oh my gosh, I love it. Just give me one more. One more. Union. So these are situations of union. But if you notice, this is a union with herself. Okay, so these are situations where we become a union with ourselves, where we surrender. This union happens after surrender, okay? You surrender what was never yours so that I can unify you with what always was yours, okay? Oh my gosh, it's so sick. I just love it. Let's get into these lessons. I'm so excited. Pride. Okay, so the lesson this week is pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Being able to love yourself enough to put your pride aside, to know that you are no more human or less human than any other person. Allow yourself to be human. Allow yourself to be transparent. Allow yourself to ask and get whatever it is that you need. Do not allow pride to hold you back from anything that has been destined to you. Because some of you guys, that has been your problem. Pride has been your problem, and you're going to be tested with pride once again, and you better surrender. If you take heed to this, you better surrender. What have you done every time? Even if it's a different scenario, it's the same route. Do something different and surrender, okay? I'm going to do something. I don't even know what I'm going to do, okay? But I'm going to do something different. I'm going to call on God. You know when they say when you don't know what to do, do nothing? But when in that nothing, call on God. Right here, there's success. The lesson here to success is pride. A lot of our success is paused, delayed because there's pride, a need to overcome pride attached to it. I know that there is no greater goal than to love, okay? So the true success lies in love, when we can live in an energy of love, and we live in an energy of love when we are healed, which is, again, what I started this with. Okay, the energy of love. God is love. God is the energy of love, forgiveness, okay, compassion, empathy, understanding, delight. Okay, I just fucking said forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Some of you guys need to put your pride aside and allow forgiveness, because this pride that you're holding is a blockage. You think that it's a protective thing. You're doing it as a protective thing by not forgiving because you think that you're proving a point. But the only point that matters that you're proving is to God is that you're not, you are saying that someone else isn't worthy of the same forgiveness that he's given to you time and time again. That's what that means. Stop blocking the flow of love. That's what this pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. See yourself in everyone and know that you're no different. The things that you've done wrong and the forgiveness that you received is no different than the forgiveness. Now, forgiveness doesn't mean, oh, everything's all good. Forgiveness means I forgive you for not knowing. And knowing you in, it means that I'm releasing myself of, now I'm going to treat everybody else like they could do that too. That's a blockage. And that doesn't allow allowance, okay? Here we have perseverance. This perseverance is connected to our intuition, to our crown chakra. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Because again, there could be, like I said, a confliction, being conflicted as far as what you know and what you want to do. Know that you can do whatever it is that you set your mind to. Know that whatever it is that you believe in will happen. Remember, that's the magic. So persevere through because part of this, remember I said ego beliefs? Part of this is like ego beliefs. Part of this is somebody else's beliefs. So you have to persevere and be able to, through whatever you see, follow that intuitive nudge. Keep your eye on the vision, okay? You're never going to be able to get someone else to understand that vision because it was only given to you. And that's for some of us too, because sometimes when we get something like that and we're like, okay, I want to tell somebody else to get confirmation to make sure that, in my heart, it'll make me feel better as far as with God, knowing that if I make this move, other people are okay with it. You're not going to get the answers. Everything that you need, everything that you seek, everything that you want is within. And you got everything. There's enough to integrate here, okay? The old and the new, okay? So there's some keeping, the good parts of the bad and, the stronger parts of the good with you and then moving forward. So I have some planet cards for this message that I'm going to move us out with. And then you can look forward to the individual Mercury retrograde and moon readings that are going to be posted this week. So these cards are kind of like typical fortune telling, but they kind of pull together. So here I have Capricorn. Your goals, day-to-day reality, use the most business-like way in Capricorn, okay? So this is the first card that we got. So energy of Capricorn is strong, business, leadership. So doing this to our day-to-day, having this mentality, the Capricorn, reality, and using it in the most business-like way. So this is about us, integrating maybe, for some of us, this is people that maybe, you lived a different type of lifestyle. Being able to integrate, even if it wasn't a different type, being able to integrate all of those experiences that you have to work for you in this experience, okay? So here I have the Sun, demonstrate, realize, act as a leader, okay? So this is about you being a demonstration of God as you go towards your path. Anybody who goes towards their path is a demonstration once they get to it. You know what I mean? How we fantasize all over all these celebrities like, oh, how did you do it? These people didn't have that same energy while they were on that path. I guarantee it, okay? So this is the realization that you have to demonstrate it for other people. There's not always going to be somebody that's going to be an ally or be a comfort to you, or even go before you to be somebody who acts as, a model. Okay, so you need to be the model. You need to be the leader. You need to be the person that demonstrates and realizes that it's only going to get done if you do it. Here I have Saturn. Okay, and Saturn says maturity that brings. The maturity that brings the leadership and the realization of that business-like mentality to a day-to-day. You know what also I just got? That business-like mentality needs to be needed. This energy is important because it is important to, even in our regular days, be business-like and mindful and considerate of people's time. Because time literally is money, okay? And it's bad business, is what I'm hearing, to be out here disrespecting and being inconsiderate of people's time. And it's, the domino effect of what comes back to you. I don't know who that was for, but somebody needs to be considerate of other people's time and handle business, even if it is casual business, more business-like, okay? So the maturity, caution regarding limits imposed, okay? So this is also speaking on that surrender, the limits that are imposed, the caution, being able to be mature enough to know when something's not for you. Being mature enough to know that it's not giving up, it's changing a course. And some of our pride, here I have Sagittarius, our highest ideals, the rules of, get it out to the world. Okay, so Sagittarius is definitely a very bold, blunt, and so this is about our highest ideals, our highest selves, okay? This is living in that energy, the rules of ourself. But not even just that, the rules of our higher selves, the rules that God made for you, just made for you. That's why they say that favor's not fair, okay? I don't care about these earthly rules. That's why in an earthly sense, you see people who get, superiority, and you might be confused of it, but you don't know what they do spiritually, okay? So get it out into the world, and in a Sagittarius-like energy, in a bold, adventurous, Sagittarians are the adventurer because they don't know what's coming next, because they don't care. They believe that they've come this far and they didn't come this far to come this far, so they'll continue, and they're going to take whatever knowledge and wisdom that they get from this and move on. And that's the energy that we need to be embodying this week. So I'm so excited. This is what I get for us this week.